Hey, English 102. If you are receiving this email from me today and this video here, it's because you are enrolled in English 102 section IN6 with me, Professor White, and today is our official start day. It's the first day of our class. So I like to send out a video every Tuesday. Sometimes it comes out in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon, every once in a while, a little bit later than that. But the purpose of the video is just to explain everything that you should be working on in that week. Again, weeks in this class start on Tuesday and end on Monday. For the most part, you have that entire week to do things when you need to do them. This is a completely asynchronous class. So the one thing I got from several of you in email was, when does the class meet? There are no class meetings where it will be me and the entire class all together, us together on the internet in Zoom at a specific time or place. That won't ever happen in this class. It's a completely online class and it is asynchronous. There will be a requirement, and those weeks are on the calendar, for you to attend conferences with me. Sometimes that will be me and you individually in Zoom talking about what you're working on, your writing, your research, your projects. Other times it will be me and your group or your partner, depending on what we're doing in the semester. But for those conferences, we will always have times that you get to pick from so that we know it works for both of us. As a matter of fact, in this announcement, one of the things that I asked you to do was to click on that link that says class preferences. In that link, it's going to ask you about days and times of your availability. So when I get ready to put together a schedule, I can try to meet the needs of everybody. So it's really important for you to fill that out. With that said, let's get to what we're going to be working on this week. All right, so every week, my suggestion to you is that you start by logging into our Brightspace page. So I'm already logged in here. However, if you are still trying to figure out how to log in, my suggestion to you, like I said in the welcome video, is to go to www.swit.edu. At the top of the page, there will be a solid white B that is your link to log into Brightspace. The login is the same as everything else here. So you're going to put in your student email address and your password for your email. It's the same password for Brightspace. It's the same password for eStorm, all of those things. And it will let you log in, and then you simply have to select our class to get to the page where we are at now. This is our home page in our English 102 Section 6 Brightspace page. It's a great place to start because this is where I post the announcements every week. So you'll see it says week 1 overview. I have a link to this video that you're watching now. There's the link to the questionnaire I want you to answer about class preferences and availability. And at the end of every announcement, you will see there are these quick links, all right? These are things that you probably want to access or will need to access at some point in this week. They are other places. Some of you have done a lot of looking around in our Brightspace shell, but I want you to know that they will always be in your announcements. One that will absolutely always be there is the course calendar, and that is where we're going to start today. All right, so when you hit that link that says course calendar, it's going to open our course calendar in Google. Again, I know several of you have looked at it already, but I did want to take a moment just to kind of talk a little bit about how to use our class calendar. So the very first thing you'll always see on the first page is our current week. So you see it says right here, week 1. This is where you should absolutely look. It's a list of all the things that I want you to do this week. So we're going to do our first discussion board. If you have not already, we're going to read our course guide. We have a video to watch, and then we have a project that I want you to overview. Now, overview, I want you to read it. We won't actually start our group project till next week. We're just going to test the waters here this week and make sure that people can access the technology, have access to the course, and are ready to go. We will hit the ground running next week. And yes, I did say group project. So you need to be diligent with checking your email in this class in the coming weeks, particularly in weeks 2 and 3. So with that said, in your calendar, all the things that you need, again, the links are here, and it will always be that. You'll see I even put that class survey link down here as well, so it's in more than one place. If you keep scrolling in the calendar, you will see it also has all of the assignments and due dates for the semester, as well as each week's itinerary, what I intend to do. Some of this is subject to change in that week in case you need to plan ahead for like some fabulous vacation or whatever else might be going on in your life. But at minimum, I suggest you start each week by our current week and saying, hey, this becomes available to me on Tuesday, and these are all the things that I need to complete this week by Monday. Again, for the most part, you can do them whenever you would like to, so long as they're done by Monday. All right. The other thing that I wanted to go over in here was our discussion boards. So I'm going back to Brightspace. I'm going to scroll to the top, and you'll see going across the top, you have links to different pages in our course. I'm going to go ahead and hit the one that says Course Tools, and about halfway down, you'll see one that says Discussions. If you're following along with me, go ahead and scroll all the way to the bottom because this is week number 1, and we're going to start with discussion board number 1. For those of you that have already looked at the course guide, you know that you'll have a discussion each week. Again, available on Tuesday. In our discussion boards, your initial post is due on Friday and your replies are due on Monday. I will always give you instructions on what I want you to put in the message box and in the subject line. So let's play with this a little bit. This one is all about class introductions. This is where we talk to each other as a class, like our classroom space, right? So what I would like for you to do in this discussion board is to get used to talking to each other in an academic online environment, which is what discussion board is. So in Brightspace, every time a link is active, it's blue. So I'm going to go ahead and hit where it says week number 1. You'll see all the instructions. Stay with me. It tells me when I get ready to do this that in the subject line, I'm going to put in the name I prefer to be called and whatever pronouns I prefer to use. If you don't have a preference and that doesn't really pertain to you, great. You don't have to add them if you don't want to, but absolutely, I would like to know. In the message box, in no order, and this works better if you mix it up or at least think about it, right? I want you to write 3 things about yourself, right? One of those 3 things should not be true. One of them, right? I don't want to be able to tell immediately which one is not true. So for instance, I wouldn't post in my discussion board post, my ears are not pierced, because obviously I have any earrings right now, right? The point is to kind of think about it, right? So 2 things that are true and 1 thing is not. And a picture. The picture can be anything that you believe captures your personality or priorities. So it can be a picture of you, something that you love. It can be artistic. It can be as interpretive as you want it to be. But I do want it to be a reflection of how you see yourself in some kind of way as we get to know each other. Also, I need to know that you know how to post an image in the discussion board. So thumbs up there, right? So last, those are the things that you need to do before Friday. Subject line in the message box. After Friday, once you post this, you'll be able to see everybody else in the class's discussion board. Let me take that back. You don't have to wait till after Friday. As soon as you post, you'll be able to see whichever posts are already available to you, right? Anybody else that's posted. I'm asking that you reply to at least 4 of your classmates. And in this case, I'm not asking a lot in the reply. You can use a question or a comment, but my goal is for you to try to find the lie. Like when you read those things, those 3 things that they've said about themselves, which one do you believe is not true? So in order to do this, all I would do is press that blue button that says start a new thread. Again, the subject line is my name and my pronouns. In my message box, 3 things about myself. And then I will press post. And then I'm able to look at other people's replies. Last, one more time. The post is due on Friday. The replies are due on Monday. All right. And that's it. This week is pretty simple. Again, it's just my hope that everybody gets logged in, everyone's able to use the discussion board and post. So I know you know how to use Brightspace. Everyone's able to post a picture. Everybody's able to respond to my link. So I know we can communicate and we'll be ready to move forward with our super awesome team research project starting in week 2. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, please email me and have a great week.